So hours away from Game 7 of the NBA Finals, we had a blockbuster trade in the league. The Phoenix Suns have traded Kevin Durrant to the Houston Rockets in exchange for Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks, the 10th overall pick in this year's draft, and 5 second-round picks per Shams. You look at the starting rosters for both sides now, at least how I project them to be. You have Alperi in the center position, KD at the power forward, Jabari Smith Jr. at small forward, Reed Shepard at shooting guard, and Fred VanVleet at the point guard position. The Suns, you have Nick Richards at center, Dillon Brooks at power forward, Grayson Allen at small forward, Jalen Green at shooting guard, and Devin Booker at the point guard position. Now, at least starting off with the Suns real quick, with Jalen Green now being the roster, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Bradley Beal and that trade of it. And it's unfortunate because the KD trade for the Suns was a great option. I think he was a great pairing with him and Devin Booker. The bad decision was bringing in Bradley Beal. I think it was a bad decision to start with, and sure enough, it played itself out to that point. So, which inevitably is leading to KD being shipped out, and probably at this point to also Bradley Beal as well. So, kind of once again trying to build around Devin Booker and that aspect of it, and you get a good score in return with Jalen Green, who hopefully can keep building off of what he can do in the league at 23 years old. But there is kind of issues with his efficiency rating if I'm comparing him to Kevin Durant this past season, which may not be fair because of the different caliber players they are. You look at the field goal percentage. Jalen Green was 42%, KD was 52%. 3-point percentage, 35%, 43% for KD. Free throws, 81% to 83%. And then for points, rebounds, and assists, I mean, again, not even that close. 21, 4, and 3 is what Jalen Green averaged, and you have 26, 6, and 4 for KD in that regard as well. And you look at the efficiency rating for ESPN, Jalen Green for that field goal percentage ranks 107th in the league. Kevin Durant, 17th in the NFL at 52.7, like we talked about. So, again, for the Suns, unfortunately, moving off of a great score in Kevin Durant, but getting defensive help in return for Dillon Brooks, bringing in a young player in Jalen Green, who surely enough they have plenty of years to figure out if he is a good fit for this team with 3 years left, counting this upcoming season as well. Be an unrestricted free agent in 2028. Dillon Brooks will be an unrestricted free agent in 2026, so you have 2 more years in that regard. 2027 for Dillon Brooks when he's up for his contract. And also, too, the biggest X factor is just the 10th overall pick and what they decide to do with that. The 5th round pick, or the 2nd round picks, the 5 of them, I assume they're going to try and flip them to get depth pieces, role players in that regard of it. I'd be kind of surprised. I'd be very shocked if they kept all 5 to draft a player. They'll probably use them for trades. But for the 10th overall pick, that's a big X factor, and that's more of a long-term projected thing of how it will truly finalize, how the trade will finalize and look like at that point, if it was really worth it or not, if the Suns really ran away with this trade. So that is the biggest X factor. But just looking at the trade for both sides, I don't want to say one team get ripped off the other. I mean, the Suns got a good haul in return for Kevin Durant, and then the Houston Rockets give up some future players or young players in Jalen Green, the 10th overall pick, for a proven player now in Kevin Durant, who even at 36 years old is still one of the great scorers in the NBA. Still one of the better players in the league. So I'm certainly excited to see how he fits in with Fred VanVleet and Jabari Smith Jr. in that regard as well, and also for the Phoenix Suns too, how it plays out with having Dillon Brooks and how Jalen Green meshes with Devin Booker, as well as we talked about for Bradley Beal and what they might get for him if or when they decide to trade him. But once again, recapping the trade that happened hours ago, the Phoenix Suns trade Kevin Durant to the Houston Rockets in return for Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks, the 10th overall pick in this year's draft, and 5 second-round picks.